Okay. I think that's working. Yep. Move that over here. Move that over here. All right, are we live? Okay, we're live. Move that over here. All right, are we live? Oh yeah, just listening to myself real quick. Okay, yeah, we're good. Might have spoiled it. My graphic thing showed up too early. That's okay. Hold on. Let me go back to the replay. Something like that. Sorry, I'm getting this thing worked out. That should look pretty good. Yep. Perfect. Okay. All right. Well, hello. If anybody's there, what's up? It might just be me, but we're doing a little watch together here, the NCPL Week 2. Let me switch back to my replays. Sorry. You can tell I'm very organized tonight. Puppy's really rattling me here. I am just very excited about what I have to show, though. It's probably what all this is coming from. Let me get some music going here for the what am I listening to? Pokemon background music. Where's the one I listen to? Yeah, we'll do the hype one. Ooh. All right. Is that a good volume? That looks like a good volume. I think everything else sounds pretty good. Okay. Well, welcome anybody if you're tuning in after I was live. Unfortunate that you missed this. Oh, hold on. I'm looking in Discord. Graham, what's up, dude?
Dude, what's up?
Yo. Hello. All right.
Are you live?
I am, but here, let me share my screen so you don't have to like watch what I'm doing while lagging.
Okay.
Because like if you watched like on YouTube, it would be like 2 seconds behind. Let me turn that down just a smidgen so I can hear myself think. All right, and I'm going to turn you up just so that will come through. Okay. Well, the NCPL, with all of the coaching dues, I've been making quite a bit of money these past 7 seasons. So it was time to splurge and upgrade our graphics department. And so you can see here I have a Ty and Ton up, but they're not actually the first game that I'm going to talk about here. First game is going to be me and Berg. I just got to get, it's the elephant in the room. Everybody's talking about it. Pano's washed. I need to defend myself a little bit for some of the plays I made. Did you watch Berg and I's game yet?
Yeah. I think I watched it live.
Okay, so you got to see the destruction in real time?
Yes.
Okay, alright, so, actually, I don't even know if you're going to see this. You might have to, if you pull up the stream and just keep it muted, because I don't think it's going to show on the window I'm streaming in Discord.
Twitch or YouTube?
YouTube, on my YouTube channel.
Yeah, all I see is tone ties.
Okay, yeah. I haven't done anything yet.
It's suggested.
Suggested? Come on now. Let me copy the link. I gotta announce it to everybody. Okay, before I talk about me and Berg's game, I'll talk about Ty and Ton's game first, because I'll see if there can be a bigger crowd before I have to justify myself. Alright, let's see. I'm trying to remember this game before I just click play. It was basically, Ty was talking to me about it before the game and was like, there's no real point in bringing defense. because like Tapu Fini and Serena were just going to get overwhelmed, and they were basically the only things that Ty thought were like viable defensively this week into Tan's team. And I think that's going to be pretty consistent for Tan, is that his team just it exerts so much pressure if he can keep the weather up. Like rain boosted Surging Strike, Swift Swim Swampert, and then rain boosted Hydro Pumps off of Bundle. So yeah, Tan is probably not going to see a ton of viable defensive checks. The best one would have been Ferrothorn, and it's on his team. So yeah, that's good drafting. But all right, well, we'll just hop into this, and I'll keep stalling. I'm not going to break down everything too hard. I don't know if you watched the stream from last week, Graham, but try to just keep it moving. Maybe make a comment here and there, like this raw Trailblaze into a Ferrothorn that stayed in on a Medicham.
I love Mega Medicham colors. Very, very good.
Yeah. I would have named it Bluebell, but that's just me. That's that's just the cheese in me. But a big dairy fan. And yeah, so okay, I do want to talk about that play.
It ate a lot.
Yeah, I mean, I think what Tan did there was like he was baiting the CC, right? Unfortunately, Medicham just hits so hard that it didn't actually need to hit him super effectively to get the Oko. That play from Tan's end felt more like an end game, or mid to late game sort of play that you have to get the momentum back on your side. I think before going Mousehold, could have went into Pelipper, could have tried to just like Shell Smash on Minior. Obviously, you're risking like Bullet Punch on Medicham, but you see Trailblaze, you're probably not expecting it to also have priority. Or even at the 1.5 speed, Swampert's likely faster still with Swift Swim.
Mm-hmm.
It might not have been if it was like Adamant, not max speed. But if it was pretty quick, I would imagine it would still be faster than Medicham. So yeah, that Mousehold play, it just felt a little premature. It wasn't like the wrong idea. I just think the timing of it was a little early. Tan also forgot to put Encore on his Mousehold. He was saying in the chat there. But yeah, Swampert comes in. Zeraora with a Shuckaberry can live in EQ and rocks, and then Oko with Grass Knot. That's some solid prep on Ty's end right there. This got a little scary.
Yeah, I did watch. Yeah, this is this is like a wet dream for Minior players.
And Rocky Helmet Endure.
Yeah, that is crazy.
Yeah, it's a cool tech if Serena's low and it's like a no-risk play for Tan to go for Surging Strikes with Urshifu, because then it would take 3 rounds of Rocky Helmet.
Right.
But it ended up working out as a beautiful physical Minior counter. And I don't remember if we see it or not. I don't know if Medicham has... Yeah, it does have Bullet Punch. Okay, so that was another way to get around Minior. But this kind of gets a little tight too, because you're risking the freeze. But, actually, no, you're not, because you have Misty Terrain. Duh! Pano, come on now. It's like you've never played Pokemon before. Misty Terrain, duh. So yeah, that was pretty well in control then, in the end game there. Zera's at 4%, so like this was a true down to the last move sort of deal, but yeah, fantastic game. So we'll go over to E and Tommy here. I'm trying to remember. I think it was like Grassy Seed Sneasler, which felt pretty tough into E's team given the Mega Garchomp and the Aegislash for that to like be an effective sweeper. I don't know what else I would have done on Tommy's end, because he did pack the Blastoise I would have brought.
Oh, I did watch. I watched it.
So we see a U-turn out of Moth. Could be a key on Tommy's end to notice that if Moth is going for a U-turn off lead, it's probably scarfed. Sling up them rocks like you're Mr. White. Oh, MJC.
It's time to cook, JC.
Welcome.
What's up? What did I miss?
We just broke down a quick little watch through of Ton and Ty's game.
Okay.
Just doing Tommy and E real quick. I feel
Has
like
my game been shown yet?
it has not.
Oh, spicy.
All
right.
I feel like this matchup was pretty poor on Tommy's end. Like I think E had a pretty good upper hand just off of Team Builder.
Mm-hmm.
Because Tommy doesn't really have a good way of consistently breaking everything. Like Sneasler comes in on like Blissey for example, but then like Aegislash just comes in on that and you don't do anything, or you get teleported on, and now it's a Rotom Wash and you're like, all right, well I can't do anything to this. And then Rotom can burn your Bulu that wants to come in. What else other than Jirachi do you want to actually switch into Rotom? So I think this was one of Tommy's worst matchups, especially with the terrain battle. You can't even
I was gonna
keep
say
your grassy
the
up.
terrain changing, plus the screens here. You're like, the Tapu is just kind of out now. Although really good to pack the break.
I did like that.
But I remember watching this game, and I agree that it was a bit tough in terms of a matchup. I think Aegislash plus Blissey is kind of hard to break.
I remember thinking, why would you bring in Pidgeot here? Just to, like, I was like, are they both just gonna mega, leave? That's exactly what happened.
Yeah, I think I would have let rip a Hurricane at that point. If I remember correctly, this is a physical Blastoise, which I think was cool.
That was exactly the Blastoise I would have cooked up into E as well. With
Absolutely.
Like, Liquidation, EQ.
With the no white herb.
Yeah, that is a good observation there.
And obviously nothing to hit the wash, so.
I don't remember the item on the Blastoise if we ever see it.
While we take a quick look at this, I'm gonna take a quick peek at the paste. It was a mental herb.
Swords Dance there was so like greedy. It was the greediest thing you could have done, I feel like.
Yeah, so Tommy's rationale after the game was like Sneasler wasn't doing anything. And maybe there was a world where E wouldn't have stayed in with Moth. Obviously, Moth is scarfed, so like it's probably fine. And like, what is Sneasler realistically doing? Dire Claw can't get status on him because he's a poison type. I mean, it might be able to sleep or para. I don't actually know the mechanic with that. I was assuming that poison types can't be affected by Dire Claw's secondary, but I mean, I guess
I
could be put
I
to
feel
sleep.
like he would at least would have hit it a little bit, because like, I mean, if he's gonna click Fiery Dance, which is what Moth is gonna do, he's got like 5 Pokemon that it's gonna be okay into.
Yeah, I mean,
it's like you might as well have just hit it a little bit while you had Unburden off.
46% Hydreigon here is the only thing left that can actually deal with Moth, and yeah, just getting an acro down, so maybe then Hydreigon is in range. Yeah.
I don't disagree, but also if you look at how the game is going, you can see that Tommy's just been bleeding HP on everything, while east side of the field is healthy.
Yep.
So you kind of have to go for like the desperate play, in my opinion, to just break through this. And here the grassy terrain.
Yeah.
Kind of.
I don't know if Tommy realized this thing was scarf still. Like, it's only clicked Fiery Dance, and it's clicked it into a Dragon type and a Water type. Like, yeah, that could have been a free Shell Smash, and then you burn the grassy terrain. Yeah. Obviously, Rotom's still at 78, so I don't know what Blastoise was packing.
And you also, Blastoise is low, and you have a Shadow Sneak probably coming in after, but
exactly.
you at least remove that threat.
Yeah.
But at that point, he just has to pivot around. It's kind kind of over at that in this position.
And that's a big proc fuse, but
Yeah.
I think that even if there's a self hit, there's no way that
Like that.
Pidgeot can break. Yeah, but there's no way Pidgeot can then break this, and then whatever comes in here eats a Volt Switch.
Right.
So it's just.
Yeah, if Pidgeot had Boom Burst, I mean, I probably would keep it in the same tier, but it would definitely be more viable. But it ain't no Swellow.
Yep. And then here, I think we just see three Fire Dances.
And so, like, I
For a
would have...
50% move, not a lot of boosts.
I know it's...
I agree. I saw that.
I know, right, so that's exactly where I was going with that. It's like, I know the game's over, but why go Pidgeot and give him an extra chance to boost, right? Just go into your Jirachi, because that realistically is the only way you're winning at this point. You know, go into that while it's not boosted and pray, but obviously it didn't actually matter because this didn't get boosted. Jirachi comes in.
And it's still...
And I think he went for, the Meteor Beam. Yep.
I mean, if you do that one turn earlier, you're still in that position here where...
Yeah, I mean, Coco or AG
yeah.
are going to take care of business.
Yeah. A tough matchup, though. Very
I
tough
think
matchup.
this is Tommy's worst team matchup in the league. A terrain counter, a Blissey, and an Aegislash. That's basically all you need. I mean, that's obviously really tough to have on every team, so Tommy's fine into pretty much everybody else, but this matchup was definitely a tough one.
When you do have your grassy terrain, you're removing the 4 times weakness from the Earthquakes.
Exactly.
Tough one.
All right.
Well played on E's end.
So
let's go.
Yeah, let's go ahead and knock Graham's game out first.
Take the lead, buddy. Tell us.
Yeah, we're gonna do it from your POV. You just let me know when to pause.
A lot of stuff looked good. I wasn't sure what I was gonna lead. I ended up leading Treads because it felt safe.
Fair enough.
He has a red card, which is super spooky, but it gave me the freest
Flame Orb ever.
Flame Orb proc ever. I noticed he doesn't have. Well, he doesn't have the thing because he uses red card, so he doesn't have a free two turn thing.
Yep.
Honestly, our Chaladon was like my biggest counter for like everything besides Raging Bolt, but he didn't even bring Raging Bolt, so.
The flinch is coming.
The parrot thing here is like the best.
So yeah, we were talking about this when we were building the team. Like Arch felt like the switch into Togekiss. I would have never thought that Arch would be the switch out from Togekiss. Like if you're already in on it, like yeah, I'm staying in. I'm gonna keep electroshotting, or I'm gonna flash cannon, or whatever.
Yeah, I think probably expected an Ore Sphere, something like that. Not sure what kind of damage.
I thought he was gonna click a Draco Meteor or something, so I just switched to Togekiss to get up in front of it. But
that resisted doing 34 is a lot of damage.
Yeah, Toge actually has some decent special attacks still. Yep.
I took a leaf out of your book, MJC, with the Future Sight.
Hey,
I mean, it worked so good for you. I was like, I'm gonna put it on. Why not?
If I remember correctly, it did some respectable damage too.
I think he switches right into him on top, and he.
I mean, see, look with the Skull plus the Future, you took 43% on that thing, and now it's parried.
Dragon Tail's fine here. I don't really care.
Forget if you get your spin off yet, yeah.
I do, yeah.
And
let him get a crazy body press off.
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
obviously
he wasn't doing much.
The damage has been done at this point.
Hydrapple the goat going all out for this attack.
Yeah, you got the 120 base power Fickle Beam right there.
Wasn't sure really what I was gonna do in the Aerodactyl yet, but I figured he was going for a setup because of how many Stone Edges he missed before.
Yeah.
But I'll do a facade and do a good chunk.
Good chunk. Then.
With one of these bad boys.
Forget what Obstruct does. It's just protect.
It lowers your defense if it makes contact by 2 stages.
Oh,
yep.
wow.
That's awesome.
Here, Slowking, we're gonna always eat that. Just gotta dodge the crit. You do. And then you're in a good position here because you got a couple things paralyzed.
And Hydrapple's still healthy for Dracovish too, so like you're really comfortable.
Into the Scald. Very
I didn't think he was gonna be able to kill Slowking, so I just stayed in because I know I'm going to be able to switch one at least. I realized after he spun again that I thought for a second he might have been like banded or something, and then I was like, well, I can't set up if he's gonna hit me with something that's not that. So I switched for
Yeah,
CC.
smart, very very good play here.
I was like, God damn.
And then the future sight's about to pop.
Yeah.
So you got Slowking on like 2 kills this game.
I think it has
2 or
3.
3, yeah.
Yeah.
And the flinch. And
I mean, it's just unfortunate that it had to happen, Joe. Like, I feel bad about this.
yeah.
At this point,
think-
I was rooting for freezes.
Oh, I was
See,
so
but
like, oh my
I
God.
still think the best play is still to click Fisher's Run here.
It probably is, but it only does like 30 to
Yeah.
Hydra
Miss is
Apple.
tough, and then we see a physical
And
intelligence.
yeah, it was just for the tech. It was for
Yeah.
it was a little
Pretty
BM, but
Pretty cool.
it was fun. Does
And
anybody
you hit
know?
4 times. Are you loaded dice?
Loaded dice indeed.
Very fun.
Does anybody know who that help they're coming person is? Is that actually somebody or just a random?
I have
Oh,
no
no.
idea.
'Cause
They
it's
no
hilarious.
longer hate you. So.
Yeah. I was like, who is this guy?
Whoever they are, they're tapped in with the draft NatDex Draft League on Showdown. They're just searching for games.
Gotta give him a show.
Honestly, I didn't really do a lot of outward like grooming prep, but I did a lot of theory prep, and I felt like it kind of played like exactly how I wanted it to. So I again, like, I feel bad that it was Joe, but I'm glad to have a win early in the season compared to past seasons. So
Hell yeah, man.
Yeah.
Speaking of which, Joe, I see you're still in chat. So this might be the biggest live audience we have tonight. So I'm going to go ahead and just talk about my game with Berg. And now this is where I was talking about with the budget increase. We tapped into the graphics department. Yeah. So let me just make sure I got all the format here and everything. All right. So on YouTube, and you guys will be able to see it on Discord eventually. Like trust me on this. It's going to come onto this window.
Okay.
Yeah, so got a little graphic here for me and Berg's game. I did get smoked. It was the Garchompening, if you will. The plan was to get screens up and win with Iron Crown, and I sacked my screener turn 2 and thought it was okay. It was not okay. All right, you guys ready?
Yeah.
I'm gonna hit.
I was gonna say I don't have anything on.
I haven't hit play yet.
Oh.
Are we down? Are we ready?
I'm ready. Born ready.
All right.
So much hype.
Okay. Hold on. I'm really proud of this. Like that animation? Did you like that? Is he kind of like dragged across the screen? Was that cool?
Yeah.
You guys like that?
Yeah.
MJC, can you read what that
Budget's up.
says?
The craziest game ever played 2.0.
Greatest.
The greatest, yeah.
The greatest game ever played 2.0.
Is that a bottle of Jameson or
It's Jack? Not
is
Jack?
it Jack? Yeah.
If this
what
is
is
when
that?
you tell me that game was fake and you didn't actually get 6-0'd, I'm gonna cry.
So this is the replay. This look familiar?
What?
This was our game.
Now you're lying.
What about? Hold on. Where's the other one? Sorry. I'm choking. Choking under the pressure. Let me. Does that look more familiar?
I don't fucking know. It's all the same to me.
Well, one game
Oh.
had Muck. And
Yeah.
the game with Muck. Anything looking familiar yet?
Yes, this one's. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
No, you have Dracovish. Alright, excuse me. Dragapult.
Uh-huh. And in this one, this was the real game that we played.
No, I don't believe that. I don't
This was the real game, and
Wow.
everybody bought it because Berg's actually legit at the game now and has enough street cred to get off a 6-0 against me.
I'm leaving this league.
But in reality, Slacking came in and got 2 kills off rip.
No. We protest.
Dr. Zaius, Dr. Zaius. Oh, yes, baby. The league has been duped once again.
We're back.
We're so back. So, backstory on this, Graham. Berg went 0-8 Season 1, and then playoffs round 1, we scripted a game where he 6-0'd me. And we did it again this week.
Nice.
Uh,
In reality, we played 2 days before that, and kept the
can't
replay
have that.
hidden.
Nope. That's not canon. This one's not canon. I'm
I
sorry,
love
but
that.
we're gonna have the league vote on it. And,
So the game plan of me getting screens up and winning with Iron Crown was indeed the plan all along, and
this
it
one
was
is not
actually
canon. No
executed.
one's
Hold on,
believing
we
it.
have the other eyewitness.
Do we have another eyewitness? Joe?
Yeah. I mean,
I don't
Berg
know if
just
he's
joined,
actually
and he's about
watching.
to tell us
Oh,
that,
oh.
Berg
Oh, he's
himself.
in. He's in. Let's go.
yeah, this one's not canon. I don't believe it.
Yeah, Berg, this game looked a little different, right?
I don't know.
We'll never know.
Not
Silent.
hearing him.
Hey, MJC, what's that mean in French?
This is one of the musketeers.
Hey, there you go. Because it's a musketeer.
The stored power. God, we're seeing a lot of stored power though.
Yeah. Yeah. And yeah, that was Berg and I's game. Berg, this was the graphic, if you missed it. Oh, it's
I don't know. The spreadsheet,
so
the
good.
document says you got 6-0'd, so I don't believe this.
dude. E sold it so well and
Love it.
had no
I fucking
idea.
love it.
He went in and put in the stats for me. He was like, "Oh yeah, man, don't worry about your game. I know it was pretty rough." Like, and he updated it for me, which is so sweet of him. But it was actually left out of the document for a reason. Because it was not.
I still don't buy it. I still think you got 6-0'd. In my head, you got 6-0'd.
All right, hold on. I gotta
My truth.
change
Did
the.
did you play the game the old game already? But,
Yeah. Hold on, I gotta squeeze this down here, and then we scroll this, so it's just on the stream. This game was played on Thursday, July 11th, 2024, and when Berg and I played the other one, it was played on Sunday, July 14th.
I still don't buy it.
You guys are wild.
I have the timestamps.
Yeah, this can be fabricated.
Oh, it feels good to be back, Berg. It feels
feels
so good.
to get y'all again.
Oh man, it was Berg's idea too.
Yeah.
And yeah, executed perfectly.
Yeah, sure.
You guys make small talk. I need to get some water real quick. And then we'll go on to MJC's game.
All right, let's
How's
just
that
get
sound?
him banned off YouTube now because he hurt me, so I must hurt him back. Yeah.
You guys
Well, I
get,
guess I didn't pay
any,
the most
Storm?
attention to that game, but
Any storm? You
yeah.
guys get any
Yeah,
storm?
this storm is destroying my house right now.
Oh yeah, I had it a little bit ago. It's like threw some trampolines up on some stuff in like Tawny Town or something.
Yeah,
On the power line.
All of our plants on the deck will go flipping over.
I
didn't
can't
even
wait
know
to
it
talk
was
about my
supposed
game. That's my small talk. I want to talk about my game.
to see.
Holy shit, it is coming down sideways.
Oh yeah, we got some hail.
This could be hail coming down right now.
Hail.
Mm. Chilly reception.
Well, a chilly reception is what my Ambi Palm gave to Mega DNC, as we'll see in a second.
All
I
right.
think I missed.
Yeah, so the good thing about this deceit is I don't have to play against Pano coming off of a 6-0 loss. So he might not be coming back with a vengeance.
All right. Yeah. What, MJC? You have any thoughts on your game?
Oh, first of all, not to toot my horn, I think I'm insane at leads. I think I lead so good in general. Like, I think the first turn of the game is the one I can predict. After that, it's all off script. But this game, I was like, what's gonna be expected? He's gonna predict a lead Galvantula and threatening to get webs, right? Because that's what everyone thinks I'm gonna do because I have webs. And I played back-to-back Magic Bouncers, so you know what's gonna happen. So I was like, what's a counter to that? Well, I was like, Mamoswine. Mamoswine seems very obvious, even like maybe you probably wouldn't risk a Scarf Mamoswine, something like Earthquaking. Probably go Celesteela. Like, so how can I catch him off guard? This is when I shine, is I go to usually useless moves in my Pokemon. And what do I see? I see, well, Pendo you can hit play.
Oh, I will.
And this is the move that I find. And I'm like, this will work. Doink!
Oh, yeah.
The Iron Tail.
I did.
And we can see on the side, Demo's like, wait, I thought this doesn't get Iron Head. Like, this is an Iron Head. Iron Tail, baby. So here, pretty comfortable. I know that my Slowbro can tank anything here. This was a fully, specially defensive Slowbro. That's why I died here. Else I needed to be at +4 to have a range. And then I get the fake out into the future side crit. And at this point, I just like, yeah, the game's probably good.
Yeah.
If you want to pause here real quick,
Uh-huh.
I clicked knockoff here. I didn't pack triple axle because I forgot. I didn't think about it. So I was like, well, knockoff is good, and I see no items. And Demo told me later that this was his Bramblegast check, because what does Bramblegast want to do? It wants to Rapid Spin, Leech Seed, and Poltergeist.
Exactly.
Can't do any of that here. That was a smart bring.
Yeah, Sinistcha doesn't even need an item, too, because it has Strength Sap, so it doesn't need lefties, and Matcha Gacha, obviously.
Exactly. So here I'm like, ooh, spicy. So I use my pivoting and all to get a Galvantula because I want to paralyze this thing so I get better odds, I guess. But he starts setting up, which can be a little scary because I don't want to bring Mamoswine into a Matcha Gacha because then that puts me in a bad position. That's why I could just keep pivoting around like this and see Strength Sap. And I'm like, well, he's due for a paralysis here. So I go tap Lily.
And yeah, you tank that, no problem.
Tank that. Psychic is, I think it was Specs. And then he's the paralysis. So, playing around.
Yeah, and I mean, even if this dies, you go Mamoswine, and given what he
Yes.
has left, his one ice resistance is a Weavile, so, like, you're looking pretty okay.
Yeah. So here, same as usual. Go back to my pivot, Abby Palm. Just click knockoff here, because I'm probably not staying in.
Absolutely huge.
Yeah.
I was
U-turn.
expecting a triple axle out of you.
Yeah. Mamoswine. And here, I click U-turn. I click knockoff because I expect to switch again.
Right.
And I was like, well, guess not. And then I charged. And then here, I know he thinks I'm switching out to Lele, is what he said.
Right.
He's like, get rid of the terrain and all, but I just stayed in because I was like, I'd rather sack than bring in the Lele
And
later or anything.
this is a good example of, like, when you're really back on your heels, like, how unclear you can start thinking. Because Weavile was packing low kick specifically for Mamoswine, and if he low kicked into Lele, that's fine because then you can just ice spinner the following turn.
Exactly.
Or triple axle or knocks off. Like Lele is only at 50%. It's dying to pretty much anything afterwards. So like you didn't have to make that predict on Demo's end, but like you're also completely back up against the wall.
Yeah. So you just make plays that are slightly suboptimal. I was wrong. I was in fact scarfed, so it wouldn't have mattered. I would have just moon blasted off of that. But from that position, it's just sack something, Galvantula comes back in. You volt switch, and you do that
I'm
again.
sorry, Joe's going through it right now.
Yeah, I know.
Joe just found that part of the stream.
But I've been really enjoying Galvantula as a volt switcher. It's been such a good mon for me.
It's so funny too because it's like not fat, so it's crazy that you've been using it as a pivot.
Yeah, but it's been working, and didn't get to do it this game, but like week 1, that the volt switch teleport, crazy.
Yep.
Like this is, I found a strategy that works for me. Some good strength.
Dude.
I have some heat for you coming, so you better watch out.
I don't have much in the builder right now.
I have 1 mon in the builder, but that's all I need. Just bringing 1.
All right, 1-on-1, let's do it.
1-on-1.
Yeah, tomorrow is going to be my prep day, so we'll
Sounds
see
good.
see what I can find while I'm working. All right, Dawn and Nexus, they just played, so this one's fresh on the mind.
Yeah.
This one, just looking at Dawn's team, Electric Oricorio and Wheezing G go so hard into Nexus's team. Like, literally just the two of them are incredible. Like, they, especially Levitate, Wheezing, I don't think it takes a ton from a Heavy Slam from Great Tusk. If it's booster attack, it would, but, you know, it's immune to the ground moves and resisting the fighting moves, so, like, at least the stab stuff it's fine against. Also, Wheezing's decent into Ogerpon. Ogerpon almost was a damn issue this game, because we can see a Swords Dance Ivy Cudgel do 83% here. Yeah. So, Nexus actually wasn't running Trailblaze on it, but this would have been such a good turn to go for a Trailblaze, because you're most likely outside of Sludge Bomb range, and if you get the Trailblaze up, you just win. Just unless it's booster speed Moon, but like you were already going to die to that like acro anyway, so like that didn't change anything. But we see Dawn goes into Moon here. If the Trailblaze came off right now into booster attack Moon, I think the game's over.
Yeah, it is.
But yeah, Nexus
kind
I
of
don't think
damage?
was packing a grass move on it this week.
I like the Rocky helmet on Belly Bolt.
I do too. Belly Bolt's pretty solid. That week 1 performance it put up against Blastoise was incredible. Just tanking those iron defense.
The return, that is spicy.
Yeah, so I think the idea was to get a Moxie boost on Pinsir
Yeah.
before Mega Evolving.
Sure.
But had you Mega Evolved here, then this is not at 52%, and you can just kill it.
Sheer force. Ditto.
Yeah, and then the substitute here, like, well, this is a lot of damage coming out of the Nidoking.
I was
So much
expecting
damage.
Infiltrator on Noivern, but
yeah, a sound move, right?
right, or yeah, like a Boom Burst, but
Yeah.
either it didn't have both. Obviously, no Infiltrator. It was Frisk, found the Life Orb, and didn't have Boom Burst to go through the sub.
Found the life form and the True Force Snow Kings, like, good find.
Shocker, right?
Yeah.
Mm.
And then that U-turn at the end was predicting a switch to possibly allow Great Tusk to get a setup opportunity.
Yeah.
But yeah, just strong game out of Dawn. Really good prep.
Respectable one, dude. Love it.
If somebody can reply to Dodge, he's asking if both of you and him, MJC, are at the top of the board. I would
We
be.
never left.
Well, I'm going to be 2-0 with a 9 diff.
Well, I was there first.
That is true.
Are you on our side of the bracket? I don't know.
Hold on, let me get back to this.
Oh, you are. Yeah, right.
Stats entry. I
So
gotta
we're top
switch
3.
this up.
Yeah.
And Berg there. And there. Okay, I'll fix the kills after this. Yeah, that's what I thought. That's what I thought.
It's okay. What goes up must come down, buddy.
That's
Yeah.
what I thought. Alright, let's get
Yeah.
back into the replay. Okay, well, we got Dodge and Tavi here. MJC, do you have any intel about this game? Did you talk
I
to
do.
Dodge?
Yeah, I do. You know, we're always kind of hand in hand when it comes to prepping or doing things. So
Was there
just hit play, and I
okay?
will
Just
remember the game as it goes.
what I saw just before the game even started is Tavi did not bring Zard Y, Lando T, or Walking Wake this week.
Yeah, I know those are mons that we definitely prepped for. So that was a surprise, especially with Lando, because there's not a lot of mons that can hit Lando super effectively on Dodge's team.
Right. Yeah. Lando looked decently strong, especially like pivoting to keep getting like Cinchino in because it's faster than everything not named Lopunny.
Yeah.
That would have been pretty cool. Obviously, you got to play around the Zoroark too. But yeah, no Ursa Luna, which I guess makes sense with the threat of Walking Wake and Zard Y. I guess I don't know if Ursa Luna would have made the final team if I was building as Dodge, but it would have been my like Landorus bait to get rid of
Yeah.
it. That way, like Lopunny
So-
can just click CCs.
What I told him is remember two things, well, especially one thing. Crobat will wreck Mega Lopunny because it can't flinch. And we saw that it came into play. I think once or twice that Matt remembered not to click Fake Out into Crobat.
Oh, I just looked at the pace. That's why he was playing Lopunny the way he was. He didn't have return.
Yeah.
That's psychotic.
Well, you know him, but
I'll go ahead and play it, but I'll point out the
Yeah.
turns where I was like, oh yeah, doesn't Lopunny just not switch out here? And then it kept switching out, and I was like, what is Dodge doing? But that makes
Yeah,
sense
so-
now.
this early here,
Mm-hmm.
absolutely massive. Just getting the Hatterene so early, just you know.
Yeah, especially with Lopunny having all those fighting moves.
Think that Dodge was packing Power Gem for Charizard
Sure.
and Surf for Lando, I think.
On Chansey?
No, on Terapagos.
Oh, gotcha.
Plus spin, so it was like four attacks. See paralysis go down.
Oh, so he wasn't running... Yeah, was he running Dark Pulse or Earth Power on it?
No.
Oh my god.
When he realized in game that he didn't really have anything from Metagross outside of the Zoroark.
Okay,
Which is a tough bring in.
this is making so much more sense now.
This is when he just like, well, we learned that rocks happen after.
Yes, after the Healing Wish.
Yeah, but you know.
This
starts
play
when you're-
this play gave me so much anxiety from Dodge. I was
Okay,
like that's Zoroark, right? Like
Okay,
please.
no. Pause. Click pause.
I'm paused.
I'm partially responsible for that one.
That-
Because I told him to run a Limber Lopunny because I was expecting Lantern to come and to try to get some T-Waves off.
Ah.
So I was like, if you could catch a T-Wave from Lantern with Lopunny and then you get her Mega and you should get free damage, it'd be massive. Obviously came in on the Scald and it could have been really bad. But when we talked about it, that was kind of the idea. You run that Limber Lopunny, not Megad.
So 2 counterpoints. One would be don't Healing Wish your Chansey that early, because
Fair.
then that can just be your T-Wave eater. Or
Yeah.
2, which is, I get it, this is your Sun matchup, you want to run Solar Power Heliolisk, but going Dry Skin would have been pretty nice for Walking Wake and obviously Lantern.
Yeah. I think he just went for that play. He told me after, I was like, it would have been really like dope if I could have caught that, you know, like we talked about it. So if I catch that, you know, kind of flex. But,
Well, you know, Dodge hit a Focus Blast, essentially, is what happened.
yeah, I guess so.
In terms of percentages.
Yeah, I hear
Like,
you.
It's,
Yeah.
that's what it averaged out to.
Yeah.
And Terapagos somehow tanks the second Brave Bird to get the spin off, which is pretty big.
Yeah, the calcs were showing that the 30 were pretty high roll. It was a pretty high roll.
Oh, okay.
And so just kind of can keep clicking Terra. And instead that position, it's like just keep clicking it until you're dead, basically.
Mm-hmm.
Is that not Moxie Scrappy? Was that Scrappy for
Zoro,
I would
yeah,
assume.
that makes sense. That way you just have a free fighting move. Like you don't even
Yeah,
have to
this
predict.
was Scarfed Heliolisk.
Yep.
As we found later.
Yeah, I think at this point the Terra Electric, and you just go for
Oh my God.
Does he have T-Bolt on it? No, he doesn't.
No.
Volt Switch is the only electric move on the Terra Electric set.
Yeah.
Okay. I was like, yeah, you just go for Terra Electric
Yeah.
T-Bolt here, and you're fine with Scarf. You probably just win.
Mhm.
And if Cinchino somehow tanks, then you just fake it out with low
I didn't
punny.
agree with him clicking U-turn here. I thought you should just claim the kill, but
Yeah.
pretty not significant.
The Terra Ice into the mono normal team and not go on Terra Ghost. I believe that's his other Terra.
Yeah. So two things here. Unlucky to hit once.
One time, yeah,
Yeah.
unfortunate.
Second, low punny with Scrappy doesn't really matter if you go Ghost.
That is true.
So I know the end game here looks a little weird because low punny doesn't just claim the kill.
But wouldn't a power up punch here into CC probably kill the Crobat at 43? And if not, obviously you sack it and then go Heliolisk.
I think the concern that I think here from switching out was that it would be I think he was worried that this was going to be Scarfed Chinchino because we didn't know the item. And so if you click the power up punch and it's Scarfed, then you kind of just lose from there. So here you just
I guess
pivot it around.
yeah, that's true. You get the two fake outs out,
you get the
guaranteed to
fake
kill
outs.
it.
Yeah,
That was
exactly.
definitely the safest way to do it. But watching it, not knowing the sets live, it was killing me. I was like, what? Why?
I understand.
What?
Yeah, but
Terapagos
what
is
not-
just clicking raw Starstorm into Metagross and it's doing 20? What are we doing?
Yeah, not knowing the sets also like when we talked about it too, the Chinchino could be Scarfed for to catch low pony off guard or something, and then could threaten a bit. But yeah, the Terra Starstorm spam was pretty unpunished though.
That is true. Yeah, I was like, no way you're that scared of Scrafty that you wouldn't click a Dark Pulse into Metagross. Turns out he wasn't. He just didn't actually have this coverage for it.
When Dodge and I were talking about this game, a couple of things were built around like the Charizard, the Lando, like the Power Gem was just obviously for Charizard, right? Also for Crobat, it's probably pretty good. Although, pretty sure Terra Starstorm is more damage. Yeah, 80 times 2 compared to 120, 1.5 stab, which is something people I think forget sometimes, that a stab neutral is sometimes more effective than
especially when it's that strong of a move. Yeah because like Power Gem Ice Beam, like you have 4-time targets on those, but it's the same math essentially if you're hitting resisted Starstorm into a steel type and then you're packing Earth Power, right? Like you get the same, you can make up that stab difference off of Starstorm by hitting super effectively into something that resists it. So I
hear you.
I think that actually probably threw Tavi off this game too, because it's just like, I'm not expecting any of these sets really. Like that. I don't know. If I was in Tavi's position, I'd just be like, I don't actually know what I'm looking at right now. It could be literally anything. And so like that doesn't make it a comfortable switch. I think this was probably a bad week to not bring Lando, because Tavi's team was really hurting from a lack of momentum too, to kind of capitalize on maybe something that was a little slower to get something else in.
Yeah, I think Lando, like a Rocky Helmet Lando, or just very bulky lefties Lando would have done a lot of good for Tavi. Just getting those intimidates on low pony, just having that a good pivot. I think that would have helped a lot. And I think it was Solar Power Heliolisk with Scarf, and that was obviously like a pretty big Charizard check as well. So
yeah, true. And you don't want to run like I mean that's set that it has Dark Pulse, Dragon Pulse, Volt Switch, Surf makes sense.
Dark Pulse was for Dragon Pulse was Walking Wake, and Dark Pulse is for Metagross.
Yep.
Yeah.
No, that makes sense. All right, last game. I gotta wrap this up because it's getting late. So
yeah,
this was this was our first game of the week, I believe. Nathan and Cordell.
I was the Demo and I were in the first game of the week. I think.
They went like right after you.
Yeah. Whirlpool
Golduck right off the bat.
Off rip is just like damn.
Oh my gosh, that might be heat of the week. That's.
Excuse me. Iron Tail Ambi Pumps is what? Yeah, it's pretty good though. It's a pretty good tech, and I think from that position, Nathan's just like, well, this is going down.
Right. And I know both of them didn't get a ton of prep in for this week too, so it was kind of just like throw some stuff together and let it ride.
Hitting the whirlpools.
Underrated.
You gotta attack at some point, right? Because Life Orb, if I remember. Yeah, so you're already out of a.
It would be so funny if Starmie was also Whirlpool.
Scald proc right away is huge.
Burn's massive. Else this is dead.
And this is a blunder policy Meloetta.
Yeah. Right. I remember that. Cordell was wanting to test out a theory.
And I think it was proved too.
I think we know now that blunder policy is better than zoom lens.
It is the best way to guarantee accuracy.
I think wide lens. No, we already said it. Never mind. Zoom lens is better.
No, blunder policy because you just won't miss to get your speed boost.
I know Cordell, I think, told me that has changed his Flamigo to Terra Fighting instead of Steel. He's told me that he's probably gonna do that or has done it, put it in. I don't know.
Sounds good.
Surprised to get the Mega Gyarados in front of a Fairy Pokemon.
Yeah. Agreed.
Meloetta had a very strong matchup into Nathan 6.
Yeah, that's true. And that Gyarados is honestly not going to be able to do too much into the remaining Mons.
Okay, we hit the first. Proof of concept here.
The Psychic, yeah. So
hit the second.
Right. Now you hit the Psychic. Hit the Psychic first. This is the first Focus West.
No,
second Focus West.
Yeah. Oh, you're watching on YouTube. You're not watching the stream, yeah. Gotcha. Yeah. You're behind by like 2 seconds.
Oh, right. True. And then,
Yeah, that was a classic blunder policy show off.
Yeah. We actually were all on Discord for that one. They were talking to. And,
yeah.
And Cordell was like, let me try this. Like, do not. Kept hitting them. Got the Spadef drop too, which is unheard of because you usually can't hit the.
Because you don't even make contact to get it in the first place.
Exactly.
I think Hurricane's more accurate than Focus Blast in terms of me clicking it with confidence. And I mean, that's coming from somebody who's not confident.
It's called Focus Miss for a reason, but it's not called like Wind Miss. I don't know.
Well, that was the week. So I'm gonna go back here to our Hall of Fame tab, and the game of the week. Any guesses?
I can't do that. I cannot agree with that. Definitely can't agree with that.
Any guesses? Golduck has my vote for Heat of the Week. I think the Mon of the Week. I think Ambipom has a stronger argument for that.
Yeah, I like the Whirlpool. I gotta agree that this was pretty strong.
I think Garchomp has that one.
Well, you gotta pick. Team of the week.
I think I'm gonna go Ambipom because that basically sealed the game for you.
Yeah, turn 1 off rip was crazy getting rid of the Mega DNC.
I really liked the Ton and Tai game. I'm just going back through the replays. Team of the week. My vote for team of the week are either Tai or Graham.
I was thinking potentially E because it was the most like checkmate team.
That is true. That was just I win. That's a great point.
It was just a very like checkmate team. Like the team put together was just there's not much you can do outside of getting some crazy predictor. So.
Well, I will update the bottom part of this. Let me get that formatted right. There we go. So I'll update the bottom part of this with the sets and everything tomorrow. But that will wrap it up, everybody. Thanks for joining.
Alright.
Thanks for chatting. And